Gentleman from Indiana, Mr. Mrvan, is recognized for remarks on the bill.
Chairman Cole, Ranking Member DeLauro, Chairman Diaz-Balart, and Ranking Member Frankel. I rise today in opposition to this bill, which woefully underfunds and undermines U.S. leadership in the world at a time when our adversaries are increasingly competing for influence. Historically, the National Security Department of State and related programs appropriations has accounted for less than 1% of our annual budget. Yet the impact of these programs were incredible. The programs built goodwill with local communities. They also helped secure supply chains and force countries that wanted to do business with the United States to reconsider their labor practices. They helped detect infectious outbreaks and prevent them from spreading worldwide. The programs worked. They made the United States safer, stronger, and more prosperous by building relationships of trust. Diplomacy and development worked. The foreign freeze that began in January had ripple effects globally and at home. I've heard from constituents in Munster, Indiana, who are concerned about the U.S. efforts to counter authoritarian influence with the dismantling of the U.S. Agency for Global Media, whose journalists worldwide have faced credible threats, wrongful imprisonment, and death, all in service of bringing unbiased news and information to people under the authoritarian regimes. I spoke with constituents from Chesterton, Indiana, whose family was impacted by the dismantling of the U.S. Agency for International Development. The administration's closing of the U.S. aid left my constituents, like many of yours, without jobs. These are people who dedicated themselves to making the world a better place, who just want to make a difference. The specifics of this bill paint a grim picture. It codifies the dismantling of U.S. aid, which provides on-the-ground infrastructure to respond quickly and effectively to evolving crises. This removes the monitoring mechanisms the U.S. had in place to keep our country safer. Further, the development of economic assistance will be cut by 21% and this bill becomes law. These programs do not throw money at other countries, hoping it will be spent wisely. It helps farmers have better access to tools to cultivate their land responsibly. It helps local organizations establish systems of accountability and combat corruption. It helps educate the next generation by ensuring there are safe classrooms for kids to learn in. I will close with this. Senator Lugar of Indiana believed that when properly administered, development assistance is the bargain for U.S. national security and for our own economic and moral standing in the world. Indiana itself benefits from the world created when U.S. leads $68 billion in goods and services are exported to overseas markets, creating 750,000 jobs here at home. By reducing the foreign affairs budget, by reducing our diplomatic force posture, and by reducing our ability to combat our adversaries, this bill does not make America safer, stronger, or more prosperous. It leaves us more vulnerable to the changing tides of Chinese and Russian investment. For these reasons, I cannot support this bill in current form. With that, I yield back.